Hi Cancer, welcome to The Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today we're going to do the general reading for December for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if you know your sun sign and it's Cancer, you're in the right place. If you know your moon and your rising signs, make sure to look for those as well. I did a different spread today. I did what's called an overlay, which is different tarot decks. And so we have Thoth, Jungian Tarot, and Albano Waite. We're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So they're going to be kind of four distinct layers of this, but there's going to be a lot of overlap because it's still going to be a holistic look specifically for you, because there's a lot of crossover. We have the Two of Cups twice, we have the Emperor twice, we have the Seven of Pentacles twice, and so there's a lot of connecting dots for this. So I mean, look at this. You can kind of look at this through the same lens if you would like. And we'll just see what has emphasis depending on what comes through for me today. So let's get started. We're going to start with health. The Seven of Pentacles showed up twice in your health sector. So that is really, really key here. They're really driving that point home. We'll look at each card and kind of see what comes through depending on the card itself. But so Seven of Pentacles, usually it's a burnout energy, and I am getting that from you, but it doesn't feel like it's physical burnout, really. I just have this feeling that you're just not inspired right now. The Seven of Pentacles can kind of hint to the fact that you've been working on something for a long time, and it feels like you're not seeing results. Whether or not results are actually occurring, it's kind of like if it's going slower than you would like, or you're just not seeing the results, it can feel like you're chasing your tail a little bit. So an example of that could be like if you're trying to lose weight, maybe it's just not happening. So look at your diet and exercise. I mean, the thing about the Seven of Pentacles means that you have put in work, and so you're putting in work. It feels like you're not seeing results, and you're kind of hitting that point where it's not new and exciting anymore. You're just kind of in the thick of it now. But what's really important about the Seven is that it's a middle card. I mean, you've got 8, 9, 10 coming up, right? So if we kind of treat like 5, 6, 7 as the middle, you're kind of in like the final stretch before you kind of hit a breakthrough. And so this is a really difficult card in terms of like, it's asking you to stay persistent. And of course, a change up is welcome. Like if something doesn't work, try something else. If anything, just to kind of get your passion and your flow kind of coming back. 7 can hint at stagnation, but it's more like stagnation because you have put in the work and you are doing something, but whatever it is that you're doing isn't getting the results that you need for whatever reason, whether it's because it's going too slow, or you're putting your energy in an area that is just not the most effective, and if you were to redirect that energy in another way, you would see more results. And so this is kind of asking you to get a little bit creative. If you need to change something up so that you feel more inspired, do it. I love the dedication, I love the discipline, I love the consistency, but I think what you're needing here is something a little extra that you haven't thought of that's going to kind of give you that extra push. So like, if you're on a diet to lose weight, maybe it's just the wrong diet. It's not a matter of, not losing weight, but it's a matter of like, are you picking the diet that works for your body so that you're actually seeing the results that you want? You know what I mean? Maybe it's just the wrong diet. There's lots of options out there, If you're exercising, look at your exercise regimen. If it feels like you're just not getting the results you want, you're not building the muscle that you want, look at your workout. Maybe try a personal trainer. What works for me is I find that I need short sets more frequently than long sets. I'm more likely to do it if it's a short set. And so it's like I'm constantly working the muscle, but I'm not getting to a point where I'm straining myself too much. So I mean, look at that. Anything else in your health? Anything else in your health sector? If we're talking about mental health, it's like maybe you're just on the wrong medication, or there's a medication out there that's better for you. Maybe you're kind of hacking away at some sort of pattern of depression or something, and it seems like you're not getting anywhere, that could be a sign that maybe it's time to look at some sort of alternative healing method. Not to say stop your therapy, but I hit a point in my life where I hit a wall in my therapy with a great therapist because what I needed was a shamanic healing to kind of open the floodgates to what it is we were trying to access. And we were trying to access my emotions, but I didn't have any because I needed a soul retrieval. So look at alternative healing, because once I did that, then, you know, she and I suddenly had all this other stuff to work through, and the wall kind of broke. So look at other methods. You don't have to like stick to one and just kind of hack away. The more holistic pressure you can apply to something, the more likely you are to see results, and the more likely you are to see results quickly. And so I'd get creative. Look for other resources. Talk to the people in your life that might have resources that you don't, that could direct you to a place that you hadn't thought of. You know, get creative, and try to bring some of that spark back into whatever it is that you're trying to do in terms of improving your health, okay? And then we have the Seven of Pentacles again. There's anger coming up with this card. Whereas this, I get more of a stagnation or like a blocked flow. I still get the blocked flow with Seven of Pentacles, but there's this anger seething underneath. And so, stomach health. I've talked about this to several signs. If you're struggling with indigestion or something, it may be about an emotional block because your stomach is your emotional center. So, a really good way to unblock emotion in your sacral center is to exercise, or to do some sort of body movement practice, martial arts practice, even like acupuncture, things like that can be really helpful. Anything that kind of applies pressure to your body psychosomatically, that can remove blocks that way, like a massage or anything like that. I mean, if you're really struggling, see a doctor, obviously, because sometimes it can just be a bacterial imbalance or something like that going on. I'm just feeling a lot of irritation, maybe some ulcer-like pain. And so if you're drinking too much coffee, I encourage you to cut back. Especially if, I mean, I know this has been a pattern of mine in the past. When I'm feeling really uninspired, it's like I drink more coffee because the stimulation kind of gives me a false sense of inspiration. And so watch out for that. Are you kind of filling your system with artificial fire rather than allowing your own fire to kind of warm and stoke everything that you do? And so, what else? Okay, I'm getting a solar plexus hit as well. So again, check your indigestion. Maybe it's heartburn, or something like that you're dealing with. Even acid reflux could be. So just, you know, watch out for those things. None of them seem like terrible issues. They seem really resolvable with the right medication or whatever. If you just need to get a diagnosis to figure out why it's happening, I encourage you to do that. I get the feeling that on a more metaphysical level, your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakra. Now, your sacral is located right at your belly button, at your navel. Your solar plexus is between your heart and your navel, right in your solar plexus, right? Where there's kind of that little divot in your chest. I don't know what bone that is. I think it's just called your solar plexus, but yeah, not a biological person, but it seems like they're not communicating with each other. There's some sort of block between your sacral and your solar plexus. Now, your solar plexus rules will and self-esteem and confidence and mental acuity to a certain extent. Your solar plexus rules your body, how you move your emotions through your body, the movement of your chi, the powerhouse of your energy system. And so look for shame and guilt stories, because that's what's ruled by sacral and solar plexus chakras. So usually if you're feeling guilt or shame in some area, it's a good indication that there's a block in those two chakras. And so you can also apply pressure there in terms of working through the story itself, on kind of a more mental, emotional level, and getting to the root of whatever that shame story is coming out of. So that could be really helpful. Back to the repressed anger. Yeah, I feel like there may be a shame story around anger. Anger rises in your in your sacral chakra. So, and it seems like your solar plexus is not letting the anger rise, like it's kind of putting a lid on it. And so, if you're experiencing anger, ask yourself why you're shaming yourself for that anger. Because I mean, asking yourself what you're angry about is a great thing to do. But I think first you may need to dig away at why are you feeling shame about why you're angry, or why are you feeling shame because you're angry? Because you won't even be able to access the real core of that anger, or the real root of it, the authenticity of it, if you're shaming yourself for feeling it. And so don't be afraid of your anger. Anger is not the problem. It's all about, the actions that you take based on the anger, right? And anger can be a really helpful indication that a boundary is being crossed. And we do have Two of Cups twice. So check people in your life, or check your dynamics with the people in your life. Are the power dynamics balanced? Is somebody crossing your boundaries or putting a drain on your energy? Because that anger could be coming from that, but I also get the sense that this is a really deep-seated pattern of anger that hasn't been addressed, and so it may not be anything in your current time life. Like, this may be past junk from your childhood or whatever. So that's a big thing that I just said. So, but it wouldn't be coming up if you weren't ready to deal with it. And so I would just look at it, explore your anger, and explore your shame stories around your anger, because your anger is trying to tell you something, and it's just trying to get you to listen. So look out for that. And then the Emperor. These are all upright, so you're in good shape. The Emperor is about stepping into your power, and your solar plexus chakra is all about power. Empowerment, I mean it that way. And so you have a really big opportunity here to step into your power in a new way by embracing your anger. And this doesn't mean you act out. This means that you channel it properly. You figure out why the anger is knocking on the door. You work through that anger story, and then you can put your anger through any kind of body movement work, or journaling, or if that's helpful for you, or art, or anything that works for you. Today for myself, I pulled the Temperance card, and what really stuck out to me about the Temperance card is the fact that fire and water tend to have this opposing force behind them. But when you figure out how to get fire and water to work together in your own system, that's when you create magic, and that's when impossible things start to happen in your life, and you start to transform. And I want to bring that up because you're a water sign, right? You're Cancer. So unless you have a lot of fire in your chart, I get the feeling that it doesn't feel that safe to feel a lot of fire, because you're used to water. I mean, you're a watery being, and so anger is a fiery energy, and so part of this potential for transformation is embracing your opposite, the parts of you that don't feel as familiar to you, or that it might be easy to shame because it's foreign to you somehow. But I mean, we all contain the universe inside of us. We're all equal parts water, fire, regardless of what we identify with or what we're expressing. And so I encourage you to allow yourself to ignite a little bit, and see what direction that fire wants to take you. And you'll be stepping into your power in a new way if you can accept that side of yourself. So that's good. I mean, health looks good. With the Emperor, I'm getting an indication that there's no real big problems for most of you. Let's look at wealth. Knight of Swords. Your wealth looks really good, by the way. I get the sense that things are really moving forward for you in your work in the world, or how you make money, or your resources in general, or whatever you consider to be abundant in your life, whatever has worth to you. Knight of Swords can indicate some pretty rapid changes. It also indicates that you're in a really good mental space with your wealth. Like, you're thinking about things intelligently, diligently, rationally. You're kind of keeping your emotions out of it, and you're asking yourself, what's the best way forward? With the Knight of Swords also, there's a lot of inspiration. This could also mean an offering of some sort. So if somebody comes into your life with an idea or a job offering or something like that, this is a good indication that it's a good offering for you. So watch out for that. You might just be the Knight of Swords. This means you're taking a lot of action. And I think what's really important here is the movement of this, horse with this figure, and they're flying through the sky like there's birds in the scene, and the swords are kind of swiftly kind of cutting through all the noise. And so I kind of get the sense that you're really focused right now on something worthwhile in terms of wealth or what has worth to you, and you're really in the zone right now, and so that's feeling really good. We also have the Emperor again, so this is a really core energy for you this month. I'm not getting a whole lot of connection between them in terms of how your health and wealth may be combined this month, because there's distinctly different energies here. And so I would use this health Emperor I would make the takeaway, what can you do to step into your power in terms of your emotional life, with particular emphasis on anger or stagnation. But this is like, you're just on top of it. This wealth sector is like, I know what I'm setting out to do, and I'm doing it. And I get the sense that in whatever field you are in right now, there's a lot of self-confidence, and you can lean on that self-confidence, right? It's a really good indication of what it feels like to be in your self-confidence in a balanced way, and you can apply that to your health sector. But yeah, I mean, some of you may be in a leadership role, or stepping into a leadership role, or cultivating leadership abilities, or you just hit a new level of personal mastery where you're like, I really know what I'm doing, in whatever field this is. I really know what I'm doing. I feel a lot of self-confidence kind of wafting off you, and a lot of positive action, inspired action. So that's great. And then we also have the Judgment card, which again, I think you're leveling up. This is a personal mastery card as well, or an ascension of some sort. And so maybe you got the promotion that you wanted. Maybe you got into the school that you wanted. Maybe this is like you got the grades that you wanted, or the raise that you wanted. Or maybe it's just like you finally found the thing that you want to do. Like maybe it's just you've been thinking so hard about, what do I want to do with my life? What work will have meaning to me and also put food on the table, all those good things. And this is the moment where you're like, oh, I know what I want to do. It's like that waking up moment of like, this is the thing. This is the thing. That's definitely true for some of you, because I can feel the energy rising. Whatever fire block this is, I would unblock it, because you're going to need it. And it's going to help you unblock, I think, when you realize that you can apply this energy to your work in the world. You're going to need that fire. And that's part of why you're going through what you're going through. Take time to celebrate this month, because whatever this work in the world thing is, it's a really big deal. I feel celebration. I mean, it's that time anyway, right? It's Yule time. So celebrate with your friends, celebrate with your family, be safe. Coronavirus cases are spiking, but celebrate in whatever safe way, safe capacity you can. And just enjoy this energy, because you're on the right track and you're going to continue to be, right? So no surprises there. You know what you're doing, and you're doing it. Okay, let's look at love. Right off the bat, I feel a bit of a struggle. I feel more of a link to your health with the love sector than I did with the wealth sector. With the Five of Wands, however, most of these cards are really good. This Five of Wands reversed, I just get the sense that with love, you're in a better position than you think you are. This is just an indication that maybe your own stories are coming up, so you may be perceiving your partner or your situation with your partner as like worse than the reality. So I would encourage you to kind of work through your own stories. This is a fire energy as well, and so I really am feeling a link to this Seven of Pentacles. So really take a look at your solar plexus chakra. It's really important. I'm really getting pain in my middle back, and so, I mean, chiropractic medicine maybe, or a massage at the best, or at the least would, I think, be really beneficial for you. I think you're carrying weight in this relationship that you don't need to be carrying. it feels like weight that comes from maybe parental dynamics that you experienced growing up, or your dynamics with your family, or just something within yourself that you're not addressing that doesn't really have anything to do with the relationship that you're in. I think you maybe assuming that your partner thinks a certain way about you or feels a certain way about you, and they just don't. Like whatever you're feeling is a trigger from something past. And so you're kind of fighting yourself, or you're fighting this battle that you think is with your partner, but it's actually a fully internal battle. So, I mean, we have the Two of Cups here. Just communicate. Just communicate your fears with your partner so that they have a chance to clear their side of the story up with you. Again, I don't feel like there's fighting or anything. I just think there's a bit of an insecurity that's not actually grounded in the relationship itself. Like the relationship is fine, but you just have this insecurity story coming up. And so that's great because your situation is fine. It's totally fine. So if any anxiety or insecurity comes up this month, it's just something that you need to work through on your own, and it's not going to impact your relationship. I really don't think it is, because it's paired with the Ace of Cups. It came up in the upright, which means you have a huge potential for an emotional rebirth here. Now, this could mean you're taking the next step in a relationship, which is why your stories are coming up. Like if you've decided to get married or engaged, or you're starting a new relationship, or you're going steady with someone after you've been dating for a while, or you're just taking your relationship to the next level in some capacity. Maybe you're moving in together, or joining your bank accounts, or something like that. That might be why your stories are coming up, because it may be a big step for you to take in this relationship. And with the Ace of Cups upright, it's all good. Like this is going to be great for you. The only battle here is your own battle with your own fear and anxiety about it. But I think the reality is looking very, very good. So use this as an opportunity to just clear out some old stories and enjoy your relationship. If you're single and not looking, or you're just not focused on intimate relationships right now, this could be, again, getting this promotion at work, and it's a promotion that's meaningful for you, and there just may be self-doubt or anxiety coming up about, am I going to do a good job? Is this going to be worthwhile? Whatever. The answer is yes. Or this could just be your own journey to self-love, relationship with the universe, whatever, where you're really on the cusp of something great, some sort of big release or rebirth. And that's why you're coming up against this pressure that I mentioned in your health sector, this pressure with the Five of Wands, because once you break through this barrier, you're going to feel really good. The Ace of Cups is always an indication that you're coming into a new cycle, usually about a year long, where you're just going to feel so much better. So keep the hope, keep the faith, understand that the resistance that's coming up is only coming up so that you can release it and be in a better position than you were before. And as long as you hold that in your sights, like this is happening for a reason, I just need to bust through it, there's going to be, rewards for you on the other side. We had that with the Judgment card as well. Make sure to celebrate your successes this month and celebrate the struggles too, because coming against that struggle means that you're growing, and that's something to celebrate, Cancer. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a mastery card. Now this could be in the context of a relationship. I would say that as you're taking this next big step, whatever it is, you're going to be learning about each other on a deeper level. You're going to learn how to communicate more deeply, how to be more vulnerable, more intimate, maybe learn things about each other's backgrounds or stories that you didn't realize before, and generally developing intimacy in a way that you never have before. It kind of feels like this kind of series of unblocking where, not that you guys haven't been open with each other, but if there's just certain things you guys don't tell each other about your own insecurities or fears in the context of your own relationship, this is a time to kind of start whittling away and start having face-to-face direct communication about these things. And it's going to make you guys feel so much closer together, and you're just going to feel so much better when you feel like you're not carrying those stories or fears about the relationship on your own. I mean, that can really help you develop a relationship. And that's a really big ask, because that's a really big step in terms of vulnerability. We have the Two of Cups here, which means you're both ready for it. You're both ready and willing to have these deeper conversations, to communicate on a deeper level and to connect more deeply. This feels like a really good soul union. If you're not focused on intimate relationships or you're single and happy, this could be a work partner that, or a collaborator or a client that really sees you and you really see them and you do really good work together. This could just be a friendship or a family member. If this is a friendship, this is a soul connection. You guys have known each other in past lives. This is karmic. And you guys are just here together to share space and learn from each other in a non-romantic way. Like this could be a twin flame in a non-romantic way. This could be somebody new coming into your life because, again, we have the Ace of Cups. And so, keep an eye out maybe for somebody that comes into your life this month that really catches your eye and in a way that, maybe most people you meet don't. Because there's an opportunity here to really develop a good, close relationship with that person in whatever capacity. And if this is just about you, you have the opportunity to reconnect with yourself in a new way, with more self-compassion, with more self-intimacy. And that's really important too. So regardless, you're in really good shape to develop intimacy with someone, even if it's just yourself. So now let's look at destiny. You have the Two of Cups reversed this time. So what this is saying is that basically you've already flipped the script in terms of love. And so what I mean by that is I think you've already kind of done the work. I think there may have, or you will flip the script this month, where there may have been a situation in the past with this relationship where you weren't as open as you could be. And you breaking through those barriers this month is a destiny path for you. It's a path of growth. And so basically I'm looking at this Two of Cups as not only the fact that this month you are flipping the card over in regards to this relationship, but also when you do that, what you are basically doing is opening up the channels of intimacy within yourself and the universe as well. And so through sharing yourself with this person and through this person sharing themselves with you, you are going to learn more about yourself and develop that self-intimacy anyway. And so this is a really good learning process for yourself and the development of your own soul. There's a lot of potential in this relationship. A lot of potential for growth and happiness. You also have the Sun card, which means you're feeling generally good this month. I think the only real hiccup is the if it just doesn't feel like you're getting results in whatever kind of way you're trying to improve your health. But that feels really minimal in comparison to the Sun card because I picked it up and it's like the sun is shining on everything. And so you're in good shape. I think you're feeling really good. I think you're on this journey now to feel the most joyful, the most successful, and the happiest that you possibly can in this lifetime. And holding that in your sights, I think that all of this is going to feel, any of these challenges that you come across this month is going to feel really minimal in comparison. I think you know what you're doing it for and you're willing to do the work. And so this is youthfulness, this is joy, this is intimate connection with your inner child, which we also have with the Two of Cups as well. As you develop that self-intimacy, you can give those parts of yourself, those children that live within yourself, the inner child, what they need so that you can be a better adult. And I could talk about that for hours, but we don't have the time today. So I'm gonna let that rest for now. And we have the Five of Swords reversed. We have two fives here. We have the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. They're both reversed, so there's a bit of a connection here. 5-7 are both kind of growing pain cards, and you have 2 7s and 2 5s. So there's growing pains among all the joy that you get to celebrate, and I think that's honestly the perfect place to be. That edge, that growth edge, is always a little bit uncomfortable, and that means that you're on the path and that you have so much to celebrate. And so take it in stride. I encourage you to be like, yes, I'm so thankful for all of it, right? And that's the Sun card as well. It's just gratitude. It's the Judgment card as well. 5 of Swords. Yeah, this is about busting through your own limiting narratives, limiting beliefs. Anything in you that says, I can't do this job, I can't be in this relationship. This is inviting you to flip the script and say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Anything in you that's afraid of the future or what these situations might bring to your future, this is the opportunity to say, I let go of outcome, I embrace my process. So I encourage you to actually, I mentioned this before, but journal this month. Any limiting beliefs that come up, or fears or anxieties that just don't feel like they're authentic to you, I would encourage you to write them down so that you have a better hold on them. I mean, when you have things on paper, things just make more sense. There's more clarity around your own process. I mean, there's so many, the soul is this complex network of energies, and so there are multiple voices inside you, and so getting them out on paper is an ability, it creates an ability for you to communicate with all these different aspects of yourself, because humans are complex, and that's okay. It's just about, what can you do with everything that's within you? How can you make friends? How can you communicate and understand yourself better and the parts of you better? And so this Five of Swords is saying, look at those things. The voices that are ultimately trying to keep you safe, but don't have the best interest of your growth and change in mind, because that's just what the ego does. It likes homeostasis. That's an opportunity to look at those things and flip the script and tell your inner child, hey, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna walk this path. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna grow from it. I'm gonna unlock these beautiful gifts along the way for the development of my soul, and it's gonna be okay. We're gonna live, and we're gonna live more abundantly than we ever have before, right? Which I think is the ultimate goal for all humans, or all life in general, is we just wanna live. We wanna live well, right? So this is an opportunity to live well and fully, with your full engagement, your full heart, your full soul, and see what's out there for you, okay? So I think that's all I have for you. If you'd like to schedule a private reading with me to discuss your particular situation, I'd love to meet you, and we can do a lot of good work together, because this is really rich and robust. So please do that. I'd love to meet you. Hit like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see the next Cancer video, and I will see you guys next year in January.